Good morning. Good morning, family. How are y'all doing? Welcome to the pregame show. Hi, Jim, Jorge, Josh, Ronnie, Sean, Danny, P. Court. Hey, Judd. Hey, Dana. Tammy, All Natural. I hope y'all had the best weekend ever. Hey, Bobby, can y'all hear me and see my screen okay? We will get started in just a minute. Hi, Ian. Ian, I owe you a response back to a DM. I thought about it this morning when I saw your name in the room. I am so sorry. Hey, Phil, Gerard, Flash. So many TCGers in here today. Hey, family. Perfect. Hey, Henry. Hey, David. Thank y'all, Blue Dog. Thank you. I'm back from vacation. I'm just so happy to see my family. All my family's in the South, so I know it feels like I go on vacation a lot, but I got to see my mama and them. It is important for my overall mental health to see my mama and daddy. Okay. Went deep sea fishing Saturday. Our family of 14 caught 47 fish. It was so much fun. And I think I still have sea legs, if that's possible. You know what, Brett? I got that feedback this morning because this weekend, I never realized that on our YouTube channel, it says live trading. And I know a lot of you want to see live trading. So it's something that I really contemplated actually on the flight back last night. So I will figure out how it's feasible because I want to get you ready for the day. That's not the purpose of this video, but we have kicked around possibly staying on live for the market open, but we would be cutting into Dan's live time for the TCGers, which we all love listening to him live, and he live trades. So I'm kicking it around. I absolutely am kicking it around. I can't just like right now go live and say, okay, here's a perfect trade because there might not be a setup. Like I bottom fished oil an hour ago. So, but now that trade is gone. So sometimes when you're on a set schedule, you may force a trade and I don't want to do that either. So I will work on it. I'm going to think about it and try to figure it out because my absolute goal is to help you be a successful trader. And it's a difficult occupation. It's fairly simple, yet it's complex. So I understand it's hard. I know a lot of you are struggling, and that is our goal at TCG. Our absolute mission is to help you become a consistently profitable trader. You notice we didn't say rich, buy a Lambo, none of that. That's not what our goals are. Our goal is focusing on the process of trading. Money will follow if you follow a great process for trading, and that's what we focus on. So that's definitely my goal, and if live trading would help you do that, we could do that. Y'all know I'm not certified to give you financial advice or tell you buy this, buy that. I don't have the proper certifications. So, but it is something we want to help you watch a live trader. What I've said to Jason before is kind of like a golf lesson. If a golf pro is constantly telling you, put your elbow down, do this all verbally, and you don't see them swing, it's hard. It's hard to golf without seeing other people. I'm a visual learner too. So I get it. You don't want to hear a golf pro talk about golf all the time. You want to see them swing. So I attempt to do that in the trading room when feasible, but it's definitely something we're going to work on. Hi, I'm Chark Lori. It's Monday, August 9th. It is 8:33 a.m. Eastern, and I am so happy to be with y'all. I am part of the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis. So we have a community of approximately 1,000 of my closest friends. And here is Charting Man Dan. He's one of the founders. And we outline setups, the chart guys and gals do, what we see on the charts. We go over technical analysis. We have 3 live shows a day where we go over what we see in the market and then your ticker request. And we have educational videos online, and we have a thriving community of crypto people, which, man, they were busy this weekend. I missed out on some of the fun, but my memories are priceless, so that's fun. The market will always be there. So crypto was fun this weekend. We have a great marijuana community. They just don't smoke marijuana. They actually talk about technical analysis trading. So let's get started. So our format for the pregame show is I go over the Fab Four futures, commodities, then crypto, and then movers and shakers of the day. So I am going to start slow, just like Dan did last Monday. I'm constantly trying to emulate him. When you know the best trader in the world, you try to emulate what they do, and that's how you learn to be better. And I can't emulate everything Dan does because we're not the same person. So some of the things that he does really, really well, it's just not my forte. Typical oversold bounces are just not my forte. If it's an absolute murderous dump like in crypto, I can do that well, but day-to-day trading is just not my strength. So again, I don't emulate him in that. I don't try to copy him, but the whole vacation thing, taking it slow, that's what I'm going to be doing today. So you see these 5 charts. These are the only 5 charts I have pulled up for my trading day. So when I close out the microphone in the live show, I'm going to X out this chart. I'm just going to have these 5 today, and I'm going to really stay focused and go slow and get my sea legs under me, I guess is the right word, to make sure that I am starting off and I understand the whole framework of the market. If you take just a couple of days off and you're used to looking at charts 24/7, not necessarily 24/7, but at least 10 to 12 hours a day, it's kind of a little bit difficult to get back into it. So I will ease my way into it. All right, so ES, if you're looking at my chart now, here's my chart setup. Yellow and purple are the simple 50 and 200 simple moving averages. I am so sorry that was loud. I had a candle fall. Whoops. Okay, the green and red are the 8 and 21 EMA. The yellow candles is the JC inside bars. That just means that the candle range is a baby within that mother range, or like a Russian nesting doll, if you want to think of it like that. I use the CM Ultimate RSI multi-time frame. Red is overbought, green is oversold. Just pretty colors, and you can plot multiple time frames. And then I use the TTM squeeze, Thinkorswim default. The TTM squeeze just measures the pressure. It's kind of like PSI. It's a PSI gauge for your tires, and it's measuring when things are tightening up. When you see the red dots, that usually means price is going sideways, and it's tightening up and building pressure in our pressure cooker. All right. So the closest, well, let's see, 6 hour earlier. Come on, charts. Wake up. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I believe it was at NASDAQ. No, it was here. So ES is broken bear. No, we still have an inside bar. Excuse me, y'all. I got 3 hours of sleep last night, so I'm trying to get my vocabulary together. So we have an inside bar here. So the prior 6 hour candle, that range high was 442775, the low 4415, and we're opening up within that range. That candle started at 4 a.m. my time. You can hover over the candle and you can look below here, and it'll tell you the time the candle started. So we still have 3.5 hours left on this candle. So, but we are still within that prior range. If this could continue to tighten, as a day trader, I like for things to get as tight as possible. So if this range could continue to just tighten up, stay within this mother range for this candle, and then give me another inside bar, then we could have a burst of volatility into possibly the latter half of the day, late morning to latter half of the day. So right now for me, the story is ES 6 hour inside bar. NASDAQ, however, has broken bull. So let's just stop and study this for a second. This is really important for me. One of the things that I learned, it's not always a tradable event or a tradable setup, but it's something that it's a really nice edge. So NASDAQ has broken bull. So this 6 hour candle finished higher than this candle, and then this next 6 hour candle is already started higher than the prior candle. So NASDAQ is more bullish than ES. That could mean that ES, we could look for it to break bull out of the 6 hour candle because NASDAQ is leading. ES is a laggard to NASDAQ. Not necessarily a tradable event, but always something nice to watch. No matter what the scenario is, well, I guess it does matter what the scenario is, but the most likely scenario is a lower high on the 4-hour and 6-hour time frames for NASDAQ. So bears will be looking to position themselves in NASDAQ. And I would say, I'm just looking at this right here, right now. 1 second. What is this high? 15126. Okay, so what I'm looking at, what just caught my attention was this all-time high over here, 15134. So when we have a prior level that's been tested and we had a lot of inventory go off there, well, this actually doesn't count, but we had inventory go off, and so we had these 3 triple tops here. We may possibly reject from that area and get that lower high set on the 4-hour and 6-hour. So watch for that. For that 4-hour lower high, the first thing we could do is look for a 15-minute lower high and then roll over and break that higher low pattern. So key resistance 1512675, and then I would say 15134, the prior all-time high, then 15150. Your next support is 15093. Let me go back to ES and give you those resistances. We have a nice tightening pattern. So we see those 6-hour inside bars. When you zoom in, you typically are going to see a tightening pattern within that tightening pattern. So within the 30-minute, we have a real tight pattern on ES. Resistance 4424, 4425, support 4420, and 4417. YM is definitely weaker than NASDAQ. So on the 4-hour, so ES looked like this. We were going sideways. NASDAQ, we were getting higher highs on the 6-hour, and we're getting lower lows on these candles for Dow. So it's definitely weaker. Your support is 34965, 34942. Resistance 35024, 35080. What do you do with this information? Okay, Dow is weaker. So if we have a Dow name that we're looking bearish and Dow continues to the downside, then you want to play these bearish sectors to the downside and pick a name within. So a name within would be Boeing. I haven't looked at Boeing this morning. But on a bounce up, you could possibly look at shorting Friday's high of 23357. So on the hourly, the next resistance is 23226, then 23357. So on a bounce up, if Dow continues its weakness, then you could look for a short there. RTY. I still don't like RTY. You see I have my alert set up here. I want to go short if it gets up near 2273 on futures. I have IWM puts left over from Friday. I had an alert go off, and from the beach, I entered IWM puts. We have this 50 MA overhead. We rejected from it pretty briskly on Thursday. So on the weekly, we are looking for that weekly lower high with a potential bear flag here. I just don't like this chart. We have this squeeze. What I'd like to see is get that lower high and then roll over. What I'd like to see, meaning I already have a swing position started in IWM puts. I'd also like to short RTY futures. It has been something that I've been able to get the flow and feel for many weeks now because it's trading within a range. When something's trading within such a clear range and your moving averages are giving you a clear picture, stick with the chart that has the most clarity. And y'all know IWM RTY has had the most clarity for me for how many? I mean, are we going on like 2 months now? I guess it's over here. Well, 1 month. For 1 month, I've had clarity on this chart, and I'm just going to keep staying with it as long as it works. So I like IWM and RTY to the short side. That is definitely my bearish focus for the day, and you see it's my number 1 chart pulled up over here. Gold had a dump yesterday. They are at open. They had a $4 billion order. 24,000 gold contracts were sold. When you have that type of liquidity break, it could be manipulation, because if you do it after hours, you're going to have lower volume than you do during regular trading hours. But I don't like thinking or even worrying about manipulation, because I just have to trade the charts. That's all I got is technical analysis. Everything else is just assumptions. So we have key resistance 1750, 1754. Going back, what was the chart? 4-hour. On the 4-hour, we're looking for a lower high. And we've got downtrending EMAs. Bears are going to be looking to reposition themselves in gold. This is a pretty significant break on volume. 24,000 contracts. So your support shorter term time frame 1741 and 1737. Oil. I just did a bottom fish of oil and I posted it in the room. So we had this pattern, a daily EQ of sorts, looking for that higher low on oil. Didn't mean it was guaranteed. 65.01 was support and we just hit 65.15. I traded QM to the long side for about 50-cent pop. And then I got out. Why do I get out so fast? Because it's counter trend. The bears have lots of momentum and we could have a bear flag on higher time frames. Hourly probably. Yep. Hourly potential bear flag running into that hourly downtrending EMA. So oil has been selling off. I don't want to be a hero. I just wanted to bottom fish that 65.01, get me a little flip going, and it gets my juices flowing for the trading week and get me my what is it? I was going to say sea legs again, but I'm trying to think of another word. Get my bearings about the market, I guess. So resistance on oil, futures 65.99, 66.66. XLE is not looking good, of course. Potential weekly bear flag. This looks weaker actually than IWM. So if you're looking for something to short, you could look at XLE names like Exxon, ConocoPhillips, Valero, VLO, but I'd have to go into those individual charts and help you if you needed my technical analysis. I'm just giving you names within those sectors. Yep. Okay, well, let's look at them. So Exxon, weekly bear flag potential. ConocoPhillips, weekly bear flag potential. Valero, weekly bear flag potential. This one actually looks a little weaker. Wait, let me go back. Yeah, Valero's weaker. It's already down at the weekly 50 MA. So Valero was the weakest of those three. Pretty weak overnight. I would not be a hero on oil bull, but that's just me. So from Friday's high, I was doing this calculation this morning. What was the rise of Bitcoin from Friday's close, stock market close, till this morning? So it's approximately 12%, and that's just a rough estimate. Why am I looking at that? Because I'm looking at names like MSTR. And if it's up 6%, which has a very strong correlation to Bitcoin, they have a lot of Bitcoin on their balance sheet, then I need to know if it was, let's say 14%, then I would know that it overshot compared to Bitcoin. But this could be a laggard trade to the upside, and that's why I have it as one of my number one trades. One thing I can't go, or I don't go over every day, maybe I could work on it. Okie dokie. So, one thing I don't go over every day is I give you trade setups a lot of times, but some of them are specific to my trading style. MSTR fits my trading style. If you're on the right trade of a name that has low liquidity and options, you can play it to your advantage. You sit there with your limit or order while it's going sideways, and I did that last week. I still have one MSTR call left, and while it's going sideways, you can put a limit order in and just let it sit there until it fills, and then when it's shooting up, you can get some really good fills to the upside. But that takes particular experience and expertise in options and how the order entry is. So not only am I playing the chart, I'm playing the options and how the pricing is of the option. So that is a particular skill. So if I tell you I like MSTR and you don't trade options and you're not taking advantage of that, it can be tough. Friday, I did it with Carvana, and I shared with Jason what my Queen of the Mountain setups were, and he told y'all about Carvana, and I had a decent trade in it. I made about $450, and I posted on Twitter that I made about $450, and I got messages, how'd you do that? So here's what I did. I'm sitting at the condo. I was actually in Orange Beach, Alabama, which is close to the Florida line, but it's beautiful. Love it. So I did buy to open. I let my limit order sit there. You're going to have to ignore this. I held a call overnight from Wednesday and Thursday, and I held it and I sold it at open. I had a limit order sitting there to sell that, so ignore that one. So I bought two. That's all I got filled was 2 calls, and I won't force it. So if I have an order, I had to order for 5 of them. I only got filled 2. Okay, look at that hold time. 1 minute and 34 seconds, and then 2 minutes and 10 seconds on the other one. So $535 minus 770, that's $235. 535 minus 745, that's $210, about $445, and that's how much my parents' seafood meal was the night before. And it was just perfect and gratuitous, and it was awesome. But that's how I trade it. And then Carvana pulled back, but I got my money out of it and run. I have the mindset of a bank robber. I am going to plan the heist, rob the market every single day, and attempt to rob the market. And I'm not always successful, but that is my goal. So sometimes when I'm giving you trade setups, they may have a particular bent. Like in MSTR, I like playing the options and the low. I actually like taking advantage of the low liquidity. So, and other people are impatient. They hit market order and I take advantage of that. So if it doesn't fit your trading style, then throw it away. You don't have to trade everything that I like. And I'm also trying to give you variety. Man, I spent a lot of time on that. Okay, Bitcoin, beautiful 4-hour uptrend. Support, 42821, 42,500. Love Floribama, yes. Okay, so this could be an hourly bull flag forming. Beautiful bull chart. What was I looking at? Oh, I was looking at this. It's 47044 on Coinbase right here. I was looking at that as a potential short area. If we were to continue to climb, get a 15-minute trend change up around 47044, I may try to short Bitcoin, but I'm not going to try to be a hero, because if the Bitcoin bulls are doing their thing, then do your thing, and I'm going to take advantage of MSTR. So ETH. ETH is weaker than Bitcoin, so let's flip back and forth real quick. On Bitcoin, we got that 4-hour higher high. You can clearly see it. We got that higher high. On Ethereum, we did not. We got a lower high. So we could form a 4-hour EQ. We got enough bounce to get a higher low compared to 2,900. That key resistance 2191.99. Apple. Yep, Fiona agrees with me. She does the same thing on MSTR. Just amazing if you can be patient. The fills. Okay, support 145.63, 145.18 on Apple. What was I looking at on this one? Oh, the daily chart. Okay, so I'm going to give y'all 2 swing report names from the weekend. So 2 of the names. Apple is one of them. We have this beautiful daily EQ. Nice tightening range. We have a squeeze. This consolidation over here, when we have had red days, they've been on lower bear volume. So we've got Apple looking really good. Potential weekly bull flag. We love the bull flags. We got earnings out the way. So you could look to possibly bottom fish 145.18 or 144, and then you could use 142.50 as your stop, or the most aggressive stop down at 141.67. So on pullbacks, that's where you scale in, and emphasis on the word scale. I mean, you don't have to put everything in at once. So I like Apple on the daily. I need to go a little faster. BNTX, they had earnings this morning. They had great earnings vaccine projections with a B behind it, billions of dollars, a huge beat. Got a double top in this area of 412.40. Your next resistance 416, 418.31. I like BNTX to the long side, support 390, 385. I'm going to go over to do NVAX. So the other biotech this morning, NVAX, they got a downgrade. And this hourly chart being underneath these key EMAs, your resistance 196.98 could be an area to short. We're getting trapped below the daily 8 EMA here. We had huge elevated bear volume on Friday. So after Friday's earnings, we have this 4-hour potential bear flag, and we have the downgrades coming in today from this earnings miss. So potential 4-hour bear flag on NVAX. It is one of my king of the mountain trades today. BNTX, that should not be red. Sorry about that. BNTX to the long side. D-Dog, we can't forget these names when they have these wonderful earnings. They don't quite gap and go like we want them to go. However, they have a beautiful daily 4-hour chart. This could be a bull flag. So we're just waiting for this consolidation to keep going. We have an hourly squeeze on this, a pullback to 130.90 or 128.12 could be a good area to go long. So we've had 2 days of consolidation after amazing earnings, and these can be the prime time, either that third or fourth day, to get that follow through move. So I like D-Dog to the long side, Queen of the Mountain trade. Monster, this is our other swing report name. They had earnings, they had beautiful bull volume. We have a weekly squeeze. We have this bullish engulfing candle on last week's action, which means the price engulfed the prior week's action. Not only do we have an inside bar bull break, but we just engulfed the action. Lots of bull buying. So I like Monster to the long side if you're interested in a swing name. MSTR, your next resistance is up at 810 and then 882. So 810 is where we hit 805 this morning. So potential 15-minute bull flag. We're only up 6% and Bitcoin is up 12%. They're not a one-to-one scenario, but this could be a buy if it were to pull back. And I have one call on MSTR, and I'm looking to trade this today for potential crypto bull correlation. I went over Invex. Roblox, I don't want y'all to forget about that. We've been talking about this for weeks. Let's don't forget about this one. We have that falling wedge. It actually looked better on the 2-day versus the daily, and now we're pulling back. We have EMAs overhead, which are not my ideal scenario, but you see I have an alert here for the $76 range, $75.92. Let me know if it comes back into that range, and I would look to put a stop at around 74.78 for half and 73.46 for the other half if it were to pull back down in here in my swing account. Square, let's don't forget about this one, had an amazing day. They announced that big acquisition. We said we were going to buy on a pullback, and then they pulled back for a few days. And this is what I'm looking for with D-Dog. Well, now they're pulling back again, so it could be another opportunity to buy. Tesla had an upgrade this morning. It could be a top fish. Dan, I think, posted a top fish setup. So definitely with this hourly 50 MA overhead, 711.75. So 712 area could be an area to top fish Tesla, but don't be pig-headed about it in case the bulls take over, because we do have that big upgrade to $850. Uber, they had an offering. I don't know all the details of the offering, but overall we are running into the hourly 200 MA, 4-hour 50 MA. I like Uber to the short side. Top fishing 44.66 or 44.94. Man, I am slow today. QQQ. If we open in the middle of this range, we could get an inside bar on QQQ. So your key supports 367.61, 367.51, and then the ultimate key 366.91. Resistance is up at 369.37. And then finally SPY. I have an alert set here, 436.40 area. I'm looking for price to potentially approach this daily double bottom. I would look to go long in that area. So we're getting trapped below the 30-minute EMAs and the hourly EMAs. I like price better when it's over the hourly EMAs. So support 441.40, then 439.73. Okay, I have 3 minutes and I'm slow, but I'm going to still do this. Patience is everything in trading. You have to learn how to control your mind in trading. It's going to help you with all aspects of your life. So I just wrote down a few things this morning I was thinking about. If you think you can do a thing or you think you can't do a thing, you're right. Your mindset is everything in trading. If you wake up saying, I lost money last week and I'm going to lose money today. Yep, you're going to lose money today. That I can guarantee you. Eeyores, that negative mindset, grumpy, black cloud, everything, they just don't win at trading. And also, I wanted to remind you, managing your risk is job number one. If you don't have money to trade, you're not going to be here tomorrow. So manage your risk. It's your number one job. So scaling in is everything. CAH. I'm focusing on daily movers, Terrence. Okay, CAH. And then I will be cutting it off in 2 minutes. Ugh. So this low on CAH is 50.18. You have a gap fill below at 47.84. So you have a gap fill below 47.84. So I don't know if you're talking about the gap overhead or the gap below. We have a lot of gaps on this chart. This chart is broken. Could we get an oversold bounce? Absolutely. I actually like this company. I used it a lot in healthcare. Elevated bear volume, but let the bears do their deal. Don't get overly aggressive trying to buy this dip. You're welcome, Dawn. mRNA, and then I'm done. mRNA, nice tightening range. Beautiful 4-hour EQ. Beautiful. Nice daily bull flag potential on mRNA. Key resistance 414.44, 416. You could try along at 408 or 404.79. All right, that's it for me. Thank y'all for joining me on my day back and letting me get my bearings. TCGers, I'll see you in the room. Let's go listen to Dan the Man in 1 minute.